So what do you got? All right, February the 4th. High wages and the capacity to assume responsibility are two things that belong together. It's been said that a leader's job is to inspire others to high levels of achievement, while a manager's job is to protect the assets of investors. The most successful people are those who recognize the similarities and differences between leadership and management responsibilities, fulfilling both with equal skill and aplomb. There's a $10 word for you. Well, it's not long, but just doesn't get used a lot. It's an old-fashioned word, aplomb. Equal skill and aplomb. When they do, they realize the rewards that are commensurate. Another $10 word, commensurate. We're building our vocab today, kids, with their efforts. When you cheerfully accept responsibility for your own actions and do your job in a way that protects the interests of your employer, cheerfully, mind you, you've got to be cheerfully, you will soon be entrusted with more and more responsibilities. Ain't that the truth? And those who have the capacity to assume responsibility for the success of the project or organization will always be paid the highest salaries. So once again, I think overall entrepreneurs need to read this book, and reading it daily, like I said, kind of fills your head with good stuff as opposed to negative stuff. But a lot of these paragraphs are really written, it seems to me, for the old-fashioned put on your suit and tie and hat. Like, who wears a hat anymore except for a baseball hat? But I'm talking about the hat. Like if you watch Mad Men or whatever that show was about advertising in the 60s, right? They all wear the hat and the white shirt and tie and the suit to work every day, right? That's sort of a bygone era now, especially for entrepreneurs. We're the opposite of the suit and ties. We used to work for suits before we worked for ourselves. So that's a little too suit forward, but inspire others to levels of achievement. The angle I'll work on this one is you can't do entrepreneurship alone. You can't invest in real estate alone. You need a team around you, like we've talked about a lot of times. The gurus who charge $2,500 for a seminar call it a power team, right? And at the minimum, you need a good CPA, right, to handle your taxes and give you advice on that. And forming a LLC, corporations, umbrella corporations, anonymous LLCs. There's a whole shitload of knowledge that you really need that a CPA can give you. An attorney, unfortunately, it's a litigious society, and I'm actually involved in my first ever NEFAR complaint against my license, and it's because I'm the broker. Nothing I did. Obviously, I've been out of America for a year. It's one of my agents, right? We still have 40 plus agents, and the crux of the complaint is the client is too stupid to understand what he signed. So my agent's got a bunch of papers because he's an investor, like most of my agents. And the seller basically said, I'll give you the option, not the right, the option. It says option in big American letters across the top of the contract to buy my house at this price. The investor, my agent, like most of my guys do, and I've done in the past, will then take that contract and market it on the MLS. So this is where civilians, non-investors, including realtors. Just because you have a realtor license doesn't make you an investor. In fact, the vast majority of realtors don't understand investment. They think wholesaling, right, which is buying a house at one price and selling it to somebody for more, is illegal. It's not illegal, not at all, because what you're selling the second time is the contract. You're selling your right to buy that property. Totally legal, totally perfect, no problem. He also signed a memorandum saying that, hey, this guy's got an interest in my property, which he does from the option, and I won't go sell it to anybody else. So the seller, a big fan of Dancing with the Stars, below 100 IQ, breaches the option contract, sells to another buyer through another real estate agent, goes behind my dude's back because he's scum. He's got no, integrity, whatever, right? And then at the title company at the closing, when he breached the contract, when he went around the guy's back, you got the balls to call him up and say, yeah, in that memorandum, that lien you put on my house, get off. I'm trying to sell my house. You signed, that's like a contract. You signed a power of attorney as it relates to the house, and you signed a memorandum of affidavit, understanding that there's a lien on the house, that he has interest in your property. But you just want that to all go away because now you found another buyer for less money than he was offering you, of course, because this guy's, like I said, fucking brain surgeon. So when my guy says, sure, I'll release my interest in the property for, $1,000, whatever, $1,100, something like that, the guy gets furious. And blah, 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 blah. Now, here's where I have a problem with this whole thing. He doesn't know articles of the NEFAR, the local board, articles of ethics. He doesn't know from that. He doesn't know there's a complaint form. His realtor does, right? The realtor who's selling the house for $30,000 less than my guy was offering. You with me? Commission breath, right? So he or she, I don't know who it is. I will find out, I promise you. I'm probably going to file a complaint against them. And I've never filed a complaint in my life, but this is horseshit. She then he advises this dude to file a complaint against my guy. Like he's trying to, was doing something sketchy, Either because they just want the commission and they don't give a shit or whatever, or to force him to give up his interest in the title without getting any money, or they just don't know what an option contract is. In the complaint, the seller said he listed my house and he listed it for more. He didn't list the house. He listed the contract. And I get how a civilian wouldn't understand that, but how do you not know what you signed when it says option contract and it says power of attorney and it says memorandum? I have the right to market this property I'm an investor. I want to make money on this property. I'm going to sell it for more than I buy it for. Plain English. If you can read English, you understand what's going on. So clearly the seller's in the wrong, but we have a Zoom call in March to defend the agent's actions. I think the whole thing's ridiculous. It's the first complaint ever against one of my licensees or myself. So crazy shit. Everybody wants to blame somebody else. I immediately thought of the guy or the lady, I don't remember who it was, who dumped coffee in their lap and sued McDonald's for making coffee too hot. That's when I saw this complaint. That's the first thing I thought of. And oh, by the way, what are the damages? Like, because my evil agent, squeezed this guy and took advantage of him and did all kinds of horrible things, what damages did he? None. He sold the house. He got his money. The lien was released for no money. So, welcome to America. So getting back to that, you need a team. I don't know how I got off on that tangent, but just, as too often I'm doing this video and I talk about other shit, and, that's what's going on. I got a frivolous, basically, complaint. It's not a lawsuit. It's a complaint. It's not a FREC state level complaint. It's a local board complaint, but still, it's a pain in the ass, and it's got no basis in fact, and it's annoying. So leadership and working in a team and inspiring others to work with you. As I said, if you put together a power team, it's all about relationships. I got a really good relationship with some title companies in Jacksonville that I built up over the years. And there isn't anything I wouldn't do for those guys and ladies. It's, like I said, 3 different firms I used on a regular basis. 4, really. There's another one, too, called Sunshine Title that I used for, like, double closings and things like that. Once again, for a title company, it's all about risk. And some title companies are more willing to take more risk than others. And underwrite the risk. That's what it is. It's an insurance business, really, title work. So, yeah, those guys were definitely part of the team, and it was a relationship. You know, I just sent an email the other day. I haven't talked to John from Tunnel America in probably 4 months, 6 months since I was selling some of my Airbnbs. And he just picked right up and, hey, how you doing, man? That's, you know, just like we're, you know, I wouldn't say we're friends, but it's something more than being an acquaintance. You know, we have a relationship, and I'll do anything to help him, and he'd do anything to help me, right? And that's what you need, and that's, I think, part of being a leader, more than sitting in a cubicle and you know, working for the man 40 hours a week. So that's it for today. It might take me a while to upload this one because the condo we're staying in, and I'll do a quick video on this, has no Wi-Fi, so it's taking forever to upload shit. I did my shrimp that made me cry video and a couple others, and it took like 60 minutes to upload on using the phone. Her phone internet, my phone internet isn't working. I mean, it's, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm in a crappy little condo I rented for 3 nights. We're staying one night. We're going to go get a hotel because this is bullshit. We need the Wi-Fi.